Network of awareness makes your brain coherent. One of the fastest growing podcasts. You can hear it 24/7. You got listeners out in London, informationalists in Paris. The echo spreading out, no parrot. Just dissect, digest, and share it. The righteous rhymes hit the spirit. Click 90 times, it won't perish. Cause y'all's the mind ain't no fairy tale like the Valley our parents. It's time to rise, don't get weary. United minds, it's apparent. Download every single errand, but most ain't fit to catch it, even if they were Larry. Interviews, the interludes, they enter you, taking you on a journey like no other. It places you in a state of awareness. It's your fault if you hate the truth, cause Yahweh's on his way, my brother. Better change your views. All praise to Yah.
Peace and greetings. Presenting the Network of Awareness podcast radio station, providing in-depth information on society and culture in America and abroad, bringing you truth messages of inspiration, keen insight, reputable interviews, and so much more. So now, for the truth you've been waiting for, your host of the Network of Awareness podcast, Aura, the informationalist.
Yes, peace and greetings, folks. This is Aura, the informationalist, coming to you live with another broadcast of the Network of Awareness. This is a bonus episode, but it is an episode of season 3, which is Faith on Fire. This is episode 95. It's a miracle. And we're doing this live episode tonight, you know, unprecedented, unscheduled. Put out a quick promo. Shout outs to the people that are joining the chat room that are going to be coming in. Shout outs to Brother Cook. And we got a good one tonight, peoples. It's called It's a Miracle. It's got to be a miracle. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a historical event or physical phenomenon which appears to violate known laws of nature, but in reality are simply less common types of divine activity that we have yet to fully understand or explain. And to me, if you want to get real specific, the Most High is a miracle. Because the Most High, we can only begin to understand and fully understand, explain who and what is our divine, universal creator, Yahweh Elohim, the Most High. That's what we're going to talk about today. Want to give shout outs to all the people that follow me on TikTok, Instagram. The Instagram is blowing up. TikTok, y'all getting up there little by little. You know what I'm saying? Shout outs to the people that follow me on Twitter. Shout outs to all the people that support me on Supercast and on Patreon. And shout outs to all the brothers and sisters that have been downloading the show from the networkofawareness.com. And if you didn't know, now you know. Download the shows from networkofawareness.com. Do it now. Let's go, brothers and sisters. I made a new beat. It's more of like a dubstep beat that I'm gonna play in a little bit. See if y'all peoples like it. Also, there's new music coming out very soon. Fire music. Music that I'm very grateful and honored to be a part of. Of course, giving all praise to the Most High. But we're going to discuss this. It's a miracle. Our very life is a miracle. And it's also a miracle that we haven't been consumed by the propaganda here in the United Shenanigans of America. You know, I had to throw that in there. So, welcome, brothers and sisters, to It's a Miracle of episode 95. We're drawing near to episode 96 tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're closing in on season 3, about to be season 4. So the last episode to season 4 is going to be on Friday. That's going to be in remembrance to my nephew that passed away to suicide. I hope that you brothers and sisters can support me on that show. I'm definitely going to need y'all to join me on there. I'm going to have my queen join me just to give me some emotional and moral support. So Queen Letta is going to be on the show Friday night. And it's going to be, you know, a celebration. And it's also going to be a remembrance, closing out season 3, going into season 4, which will be episode, pretty much will be episode 400. That's right, brothers and sisters, 400. We're going to be 400 episodes in. This episode technically is 300 and I believe 95, but there's more. So thank you for joining the live broadcast here Sunday night from the Network of Awareness. And I'm your host, owner, and founder of the Network of Awareness, or the Informationalist. Let's go. Let's play some quick music while I get things set up here on my soundboard, and we're going to make it happen.
You are now tuned in to the Network of Awareness.
One time for the Most High, one time for the saints walking upright. Bitter times any tough, but don't cry. Everything's about to drift like a mudslide. I spy with my little lies, 3 digits or 00, but the curse been lifted. No more slavery, no more sentence. All the pain's getting flushed down away with it. No pain. What a beautiful time, balance finally coming. More days in bliss, not so much in the dungeon. The kids can play without an interruption, or the fear of even being asked what they up to. Sounds like a living hell. No donkey to blame, can't pin a tail. All that matters for sure now is that Israel's no longer locked up in a prison cell. Hold on, just hold on. There's gonna be a lot of rainy days as we're living in this life, but don't give up, don't let up, gotta be strong. Soon we're gonna end up where we belong. Righteous people just don't fit in here. The good do bad while the bad do good. Don't make sense, but then again it do. The book of Job says the wicked rules, and it's true. Just look side to side, up and down. Soon you'll see all the lies. Take the time, open up your eyes. Reach for the truth and free your mind. Cause this life that we live in ain't nothing but a phase. Our fates are sealed by the paths that we take. Every choice can either make or break us. If wisdom was a pair of shoes, I would lace up. Can't lose focus, gotta keep stepping. Keep a pen and paper, cause life's a lesson. Sometimes you love it, sometimes it's hectic, but never stop walking in y'all's direction. Hold on, just hold on.
There's gonna be a lot of rainy days as we're living in this life, but don't give up, don't let up, gotta be strong. Soon we're gonna end up where we belong. It's in ecstasy, it's a place where angels sing. It's a place for him or her, living righteous as can be. It's getting close, it's getting close. I can feel my spirit clap for joy, cause I'm coming home.
Hopeless, gotta keep your faith up. Don't you go to sleep now, time to stay awake, bruh. Wake up, prophecies taking place, but just a couple out the bunch is gonna get saved. Yup, I know the feeling's strong, it makes you sigh, but don't stop, keep pushing on. Leave the ignition on, keep it going. Stay swinging hard till the bell starts ringing off. Praising Yah to the death. If he ain't with you every day, life's a mess. No car crash, but it could be a wreck. Always give him his respect. He is the best. If you walking upright, don't ever drop your head. Don't stress, just progress. Step after step, no regrets, just praise him every single breath. The kingdom's coming, we'll be there in a sec.
Hold on, just hold on. There's gonna be a lot of rainy days as we're living in this life, but don't give up, don't let up, gotta be strong. Soon we're gonna end up where we belong.
We'll be there soon. Best believe that.
Just tell me what's happening to me in plain English without the mumbo jumbo. How you doing?
How are you doing, brothers and sisters? Thanks to the people that are joining in to the chat room. Really appreciate it. Shout outs to Mauricio, Jacob. Shout outs to my queen Letta. Thank you for joining the podcast. And let's get this show started, right? So it's approximately 7:16 p.m. It's a Sunday afternoon or evening, early evening. It's May 8th, and it's a beautiful day today here in the Tampa Bay area where I reside. And wherever you brothers reside and sisters, I hope you're having a pleasant day. I hope you enjoyed this weekend. And I hope that you are still on your path to your path of enlightenment to getting closer to the Most High. Now, this is an episode that I've been wanting to do for quite some time. I'm working, I'm pretty much finishing up some verses to a song that I'm going to be a part of. And there's a verse I'm trying to fit in to my lyrics where I say, when I look into the mirror, I see a miracle. And the reason I say that is because when you're looking into a mirror, mirrors are very powerful. A lot of people have proven that mirrors are portals. But mirrors also reflect the image that is present in front of it, right? Which would be you looking into the mirror. A lot of times when people look into mirrors, they're looking at themselves physically. They look at their bodies, their weight, their physical features like their eyes, their hair, their teeth, everything, right? The nose. And that's normal shit. But when you look into the mirror, have you ever really looked at who and what you are? Because what's happening is that the observer that's within you, the higher self, the spirit is observing the physical embodiment of what it is temporarily in this three-dimensional realm. That's all that it's doing. It's observing itself in a reflection. But what is behind this body and inside of it, especially when you look into the eyes, because the eyes are the window to the soul. And when you're looking at yourself, do you see a miracle? Because I do. Because that's exactly what we all are. Even if you don't see yourself in that manner, I'm suggesting to you today that from here on out, when you look into the mirror, understand that you are seeing a miracle every single waking moment and day of your life. And I guarantee you, too, that it will change your perception of your reality when you start understanding that you are a miracle. A miracle is a historical or event or physical phenomenon which appears to violate known laws of nature, but in reality are simply less common types of divine activity that we have yet to fully understand or explain. Plain and simple. Aren't we still trying to understand ourselves? Aren't we still trying to understand who we are and what we are? Aren't we still understanding our connection to the Most High? Because understanding the Most High and being connected to the Most High, it's a never-ending quest of understanding. It's a never-ending quest to an understanding that never can be fully explained. And according to research that I've done throughout the years, it's not even going to be fully explained when you leave this body, believe it or not. You're still going to be on the quest for salvation after you leave this body. You might be favored. You might find some place with the Most High, but it's not guaranteed. We can speculate, we can fantasize, whatever you call it, but at the end of the day, nothing is guaranteed. The only thing that's guaranteed is that you are going to leave this body. But what happens after? Only you're going to know. I won't know. Nobody else would know. Only you. You being the miracle that the Most High created. Even the birthing process of a child coming into the world physically. The beginning processes of a woman getting pregnant from the time of inception or conception. It's a miracle the way things are put together. So intricately, so precise, so intelligently forming from one moment to the next, operating as a well spiritual functioning entity. That's why, this thing that's going on with the abortions, it's some real sick shit that's going on, man. See, when it comes to abortion, I feel like it's a lot of the abortions that have been going on since the early days of the 1920s, when you had institutions like the Tavistock Institution and many others that promoted this madness of aborting children. They're taking away the miracle. And that's when things get real demonic and diabolical. Now, don't get me wrong. When it comes to my opinion, I believe that women in certain circumstances, if that's what they choose to do, based on certain events that transpired, that got them to become pregnant, like rape, like incest. Yeah, I would say, listen, if your father gets you pregnant and you want to get an abortion, I would say do your thing, because that child is going to be somewhat of an abomination, in my opinion, but it's not a fact. I'm just saying I can understand that. The problem I have is that they're promoting it in a way where it's like contraception. It's like, oh, I'm going to fuck around. If I get pregnant, I can always get an abortion. And that's how a lot of women are treating abortions, as a form of contraception. You have women out here that have had 5, 6, 7 abortions. They've had so many abortions that they can't even have kids anymore. They're desecrating the miracle. They're not valuing the miracle of life. Because we are miracles. At the end of the day, no matter how you look at it, at the end of the day, we are physical phenomenon. We do violate known laws of nature. And when I say violate the known laws of nature, we're in coincidence. We're not violating anything. But in the definition, it's something that can't be explained in the laws of nature, which really is these laws of science that are man-made. Because when it comes to the Most High, nothing really can be fully understood. Nothing. When you look in the mirror, start to see the miracle that you are. Because the mirror is a reflection of the miracle. I'm starting to see, for a long time now, actually, not starting, but I've been seeing this for a long time. I'd say for the past 10 years of my life, where I started looking at myself as a miracle. A lot of it started in my personal development training in my mid-20s, where I would listen to people like Bob Proctor, where he would say, if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. And he would, I would listen to some of his seminars where he would be like, look at your fingers. Look at your body. Look at how everything functions. Have you ever taken a look at your hand from the front side to the back side and just see all of the things that make up your fingers, your nails, your thumb, your index finger, your pinky, even the fingerprint. Think about fingerprinting, right? For a second. Fingerprinting is a miracle. Your fingerprint is a miracle because it's some type of divine intervention that created this sequence of lines that cannot be identified by anyone else. That's fucking amazing to me. That we got billions of people, and yet out of billions of people, not one of us have the same fingerprints. That's amazing, man. That's a miracle. The way things function. Same thing with the snowflakes. No one snowflake is the same. It's a beautiful thing. See, me personally, as a man of the Most High and as a man who's trying to get closer to understanding the Most High in many different ways, and through my faith, through my relationships, and through my living, I'm starting to see everything is really a miracle in the way it comes together. But what I was going to say was that as a man of the Most High, I love talking about these types of things. And the reason why I started this podcast was to serve the Most High. And I knew that because I love talking about these types of things, that I was going to be able to talk about things that people wanted to hear, that maybe they didn't know about, or maybe they did, or maybe they were pondering or wondering about. Maybe they were questioning. Because I'm the type of person, I'm not really one for small talk unless I'm joking around. Right? Because me and the missus, we joke around a lot, but that's about it when it comes to small talk. That's the only time you're really gonna get me to, you know, get a little trivial, you know what I'm saying? Get a little funny with it. But most of the time, I'm not one for small talk. I'll be honest with you. I'm very much into in-depth, meaningful, thought-provoking conversation. Because if I'm not getting that type of conversation, it's not that it's boring. I wouldn't say it's boring for me, but it's very like unfulfilling. There's something missing there. I feel like I'm not getting the proper nutrition out of a meal, right? I'm not eating the right foods, if I could use that as an analogy. But I like talking about these things because what I'm starting to realize, brothers and sisters, and a lot of you have confirmed this to me in the chat room, and I'm not just saying in the chat room. There's people that I've had conversations with personally that come into my chat room. There's people that I've done business with, and I've had all of these similar conversations where what a great time to be alive in a time of uncertainty when it comes to the spiritual warfare that's happening presently in our modern day society, where we have this Kabbalistic dark energy force, this demonic, wicked, satanic cabal of conspirators and of oligarchs that we've now have come to the point where we're starting to see that literally 7 to 10 companies run the world and own everything. And then the families that own these companies have their investment in our demise and division and distraction 110%. They have their hands on everything. And we, as children of the Most High, are starting to awaken to this on levels that we haven't ever seen. The only time we've seen this type of level was probably in the days of antiquity. And even in the days of antiquity, just like the story of Lot and others like him, where it's only a few of us that understand what's really going on and understand that the shit that's going on around us, just like Lot knew, Lot wasn't conforming to the ways of Sodom and Gomorrah. And the Most High knew that. Many of us are not conforming to the ways of this wicked land called the United Serpents of America. And I salute you, brothers and sisters, for doing that, because it's not an easy thing to do. And I definitely got to give y'all a round of applause for that.
Yeah. A new age has begun. An age of freedom. And all who know the 300 Spartans gave their last breath to defend it.
And see, that's the beautiful thing about what we got going on these days, is because many of us that understand that we are miracles from the Most High are going to fight to the very death to defend that absolute truth. And I salute you, brothers and sisters, for that, because even though we're not engaged in hand-to-hand combat yet, I have to say yet, we are still in combat right now spiritually. We are in battle every single day. And the closer we get to what mankind has led astray, the stronger we become. And then we become the miracle that creates miracles. This is something that I'm going to hone on every once in a while so that it's a refresher for our spirit to understand that our very lives, our very existence on this planet is a miracle. And the more we get to understand this truth, the better off we'll be, and the more prepared and aware we'll be in this spiritual warfare. And with that being said, I'm going to play a quick instrumental that I put together. And then I'll come back. We'll just take a quick intermission. This is called Unprecedented Sounds. It's more of a dubstep type of beat. So, you know, it is what it is. You know, I like to do different types of sounds and stuff. So, Unprecedented Sounds. Here we go.
You are now tuned in to the Network of Awareness. tuned in to the network of awareness.
Unprecedented sounds. So I'm glad that, y'all really needed to hear this show today because, I know a lot of you that are listening to the network of awareness. I know that many of you have taken your leaps of faith in life. I know that many of you are transitioning into this truth. I know many of you are trying to do better than you did before with your lives. Many of you are building things in your life. Many of you are building houses. Many of you are building your careers. Many of you are building businesses as entrepreneurs from scratch, like myself. And you're going through all of the, complications of being a business owner and creating something. Because it's a process and it's a struggle. It doesn't come easy and you have to be very patient with it. And what helps you to become patient is the fact that when you start to understand that you're a miracle, when you start really truly embracing the fact that you are a miracle and that you are a miracle worker through the grace of the Most High, how can you not keep pushing forward? How can you even feel like quitting? I know that some of us do at times. I know that times get tough and challenging. I get it. Because there's a lot of you brothers and sisters that I salute because you have way more responsibilities than I have. I don't have children anymore. I have a child that's an adult now, so I'm not really taking care of anybody specifically. Now that I'm in a relationship, I intend on, taking care of my wife. But as far as with many of you are like, you got a lot of things on your plate. And I salute you, brothers and sisters. Some of you got 3 or 4 kids, running your businesses, building houses, building careers, building businesses. It's not an easy thing to do. But nothing worth having comes easy. That's how the Most High made things. That goes according to the universal laws and principle. Because the only things that come easy is the things that Satan provides for you, the wicked ones. They always give you shit real easy. That's why you have to question your experiences when sometimes things just come too easy. There's things that fall into proper alignment and happen in the most beautiful ways. That comes from the Most High, but that's a process. When you're getting things immediately, especially things that you didn't have to work for, that just landed on your lap. I think about these hip hop artists, how literally overnight they just blow up out of nowhere. Like there's so many wicked people out here that have been blowing up in the music industry. I think about somebody like Machine Gun Kelly, another wicked one, desperately wanted to be like Eminem. And you know what? He got to be just like Eminem. He got to be in movies. He's got his little satanic wife. They're drinking each other's blood. He does music. He does all different types of music. And I'm going to tell you straight up, and I had this conversation not too long ago with a couple of my brothers, that a lot of these artists that be spitting fire bars, and what I mean by fire bars, like their cadence, they got good music. Like it's not righteous, but it sounds good. Like they can flow and all of that. They can sing. That's not really coming from them. That's coming from Satan. A lot of people don't want to believe that shit. But it's true. You know how many artists that have gone to the crossroads? That's what they call it, the crossroads. And all of a sudden, they have all of this ability to play instruments and sing, and they have vocal cords that they never had before. That's all Satan driven, man. And we see that more and more now, not just in music, but we're seeing a lot of that in social media. We literally have people that are doing the dumbest shit, going viral, getting an agent, and next thing you know, they're on Jimmy Kimmel Live and, you know, Conan and all these shows, and they're getting this deal and this sponsorship and this endorsement and this sneaker, and, you know, the list goes on and on. They're abominations. Straight up. Understand that you are a miracle, and I guarantee you that you will start to feel different every day you wake up in the morning, especially when you look at yourself in the mirror. Understand that you are observing, as the observer, the miracle. You're seeing the miracle right in front of you as the observer of this thing called life. Because we're not really living. We are observing. The spirit is just observing this thing called life temporarily until it leaves the body. And some of us have great observation when it comes to this thing called life. We've been observing in a great manner to see what is important and what's not important. Some of us catch on quickly. Some of us catch on at a young age. You know, I think about Brother Take One. Brother Take One is 23 years old, soon to be 24. And I always tell him that he's light years ahead of me. He's getting this truth at a young age, which is a beautiful thing. But some of us, it takes a while. I was in the truth back in the days. Like, I understood what is and what isn't. I knew about government conspiracy. I knew about the satanic agenda. I just didn't know it fully enough to where I was compelled to not be a part of the worldly world of things. But it doesn't matter whether it's, you know, whether it's sooner or later. The fact that you come into this truth is all that matters. It's a beautiful thing. It's a miracle for some of us to come into this truth. Give me 1 second, folks, because I got a lot of noise in the background here with the dogs. And I want to, okay, it stopped. I want to put a lid on that. I'm hearing this damn, if you hear the barking, my apologies. Sometimes it's annoying. But if it happens again, I'm going to nip it in the bud. So as I was saying, you are a miracle. This experience is a miracle. You are the observer. You are looking into the mirror, and what you're seeing is a miracle. Having a physical experience. It's a historical event or physical phenomenon which appears to violate known laws of nature, but in reality are simply less common types of divine activity that we have yet to fully understand or explain. See, that's what psychology and psychiatry is. Psychology and psychiatry are just fancy fucking ways that man has created to study the spirit. And that's why they can't fully grasp the understanding of the spirit, because the spirit is ever evolving. And that's why you have psychiatrists and psychologists that want to fucking prescribe people pharmaceutical drugs in order to cure them or to control something that is spiritual. Because a lot of times, I'm going to tell you something. This was explained to me by a doctor. these people that they see things and they think these people are crazy, but it's like, are they really crazy? Because I'm going to tell you something. A lot of times when you see people walk in the streets talking to themselves or talking to somebody, how do you know they're not really talking to some spirit, some entity? Because everything here is based on perception, because it's all spiritual. It's all based on the frequencies of energies. And I remember a doctor telling me that. He's like, how do you know? We immediately dismiss people and we chalk it up to mental health. Oh, this person's mentally disturbed or this. But how do you know? How do you know that this person is not really seeing what they're telling you they're seeing? Because I'm going to tell you something. When people say they see demons, they really fucking see these demons, man. It's just that, man, because they can't see it, because they can't take the time to understand the universal laws and the way that the Most High works, they start to take control of it and say, well, it's this. You have multiple personality disorder. You have this, you have that. Or take this Vicodin, or take this Persequel, or whatever the fuck these names are, these Galactic Federation fucking names that they give these pharmaceutical products. And what the pharmaceutical products are really doing is getting you to become desensitized from truly understanding the miracle that you truly are. Because even those people that have supposedly mental health issues, they're miracles too. They're observing the reality that we live in as well. And sometimes their level of perception is far greater. I truly believe that with kids that have Down syndrome, with people that have Down syndrome, people that have autism, they tap into faculties of the brain that we can't even access. Faculties of the brain that lay dormant within us. And a lot of those faculties of the brain are just different portals to getting a better understanding of the reality that we live in, which is a multitude of frequencies and vibrations. And a lot of times they tap into that and we don't. And sometimes we do. It just depends on how we're evolving as humans, having this physical experience, because we're spiritual beings at the end of the day. And a lot of us have glimpses of remembrance. That further proves that we're a miracle, because you start to realize, holy shit, I've done this before. I've been here before. These abilities that I have, I've utilized them before in a different body. Because the body dies, but the spirit doesn't. The flesh rots. It goes back to the earth. I like to have these discussions, people, because it matters, especially nowadays, where we're constantly being led astray from the miracle that we truly are, the miracles that we truly are. We're constantly being distracted from the very spiritual power that we hold inside of us, because we were created in the image of the Most High. And the Most High makes no mistakes. So I ask you, brothers and sisters, do you see a miracle when you look into the mirror? What do you see when you look into the mirror? And that's a question I want to ask for those that are joining this live broadcast. What do you see? And if you want to take some time out to think about that question, let's take an intermission, play some music. We're going to come back And we're going to dig back into this. And hopefully some of y'all could tell me what you see when you look into the mirror. Do you see a miracle when you look into the mirror? Because I do. And it brings me great joy to know that I am a miracle and that I have the potential to create miracles because I was created in the image of my Creator, which is and always will be. All praise to Yahweh Elohim, brothers and sisters. Let's go. We'll be back. You're tuning into this bonus episode 95. It's a miracle. We'll be back.
Nothing like Stage Screen Radio.
I'd have made mistakes on purpose to divide the word from the worthless. Reveal the facts to be certain. No pain, no gain in the verses. My faith been alive before churches. Cause Yah is person on person. So I'm worried about complicated versions. Cause the call to divine divergence. I'm still hurting, soul searching. Networking and murking. Anytime think I drop my curtain. With a spirit that city suburban. I'm seriously merging and physically working on my purpose. To lyrically service the mental malnourishing until I perish.
Yahweh's gonna save the awakened, then take him to an ageless haven. Patient, I can't stray away, gotta keep obliterating the pavement. Still remember that day on the phone, Mark, he said, don't you take your foot off the gas. Always something to give y'all praises.
We're in a dark oasis, countless cases, a peak of faithless. I'ma need the patience, defeat them chases. We seek his graces for true salvation. We keep on praising, we go on blazing these revelations. Cease to hate, no altercations. Good vibrations, we back to basics to build foundations. Y'all defeated Satan. I'd have made mistakes on purpose to divide the word from the worthless. Reveal the facts to be certain. No pain, no gain in the verses. My faith been alive before churches. Cause Yah is person on person. So I'm worried about complicated versions. Cause the call to divine divergence. I'm still hurting, soul searching. Networking and murking. Anytime think I drop my curtain. With a spirit that city suburban. I'm seriously merging and physically working on my purpose. To lyrically service the mental malnourishing until I perish. People pursuing acts of violence. Third persistent act of defiance. Freely forming a righteous alliance. Truly against the science appliance. On a mission with wisdom and guidance. Steady defeating the ignorant science. Sealy convicted and non-compliant. Spiritual wars that move in
Let's
silence.
talk about what matters. Drop the vanity. Folks out here losing their sanity. Kids popping off, lost in fantasies. People grieving over loss of family. The evil that be with the power. Turning the people with credence to cowards. Seeking to seize believers with bows. Many even Stevie can see that it's foul.
I'd have made mistakes on purpose to divide the word from the worthless. Reveal the facts to be certain. No pain, no gain in the verses. My faith been alive before churches. Cause Yah is person on person. So I'm worried about complicated versions. Cause the call to divine divergence. I'm still hurting, soul searching. Networking and murking. Anytime think I drop my curtain. With a spirit that city suburban. I'm seriously merging and physically working on my purpose. To lyrically service the mental malnourishing until I perish.
Depression gone with every song. Music led by another echelon.
To get you strong, keep pressing on. Long after we dead and gone.
From dusk till dawn, we're righteously armed with spiritual lessons from Yah.
We where we belong, we keep it on. The righteous with third of Zion.
Records embellished with heavenly eloquence.
Elohim's presence presently evident.
Intricate elements, infinite intelligence.
Spiritual specimens lyrically
The
resonant.
gift was inheritance, smaller percentages.
Carefully measured and meant to be
With the
shared.
message projected, cemented, embedded.
The sensible question is, what will you get from it? I made mistakes on purpose to divide the word from the worthless. Reveal the facts to be certain. No pain, no gain in the verses. My faith been alive before churches. Cause Yah is person on person. So I'm worried about complicated versions. Cause the call to divine divergence. I'm still hurting, soul searching. Networking and murking. Anytime think I drop my curtain. With a spirit that city suburban. I'm seriously merging and physically working on my purpose. To lyrically service the mental malnourishing until I perish.
abroad. The light is only dim because the darkness teaches us lessons that need to be learned in order for one to move forward. Embrace the darkness, for the darkness is your friend. So there is no end. It's only an illusion to what has been. Follow the light and let the spirit embark on a flight to a destination unknown, but to a place where love is the building blocks that call this place home. We are always accompanied on this journey, but still feel alone. It is never the same journey or experience that is ever shown. It is your imagination that awakens the passion that will weather the storm, because it is the pure compassion in the soul that is vigorous and strong. We're one with eternity, so let's be connected to the positive stream that allows us to fulfill our infinite destiny, most definitely. Let's strive to be the best people we can be with a power that is humanly new to see. So mistaken dismay can lead us astray, so let us stay, for it is our free will that allows us to make a choice. So I choose Yahweh with no delay.
You are now tuned in to the Network of Awareness.
I'm more than meets the eye, more than he's a guy. Either side, I'm a luminous being of light. Ain't we all? It's no guessing what's led me in this direction. Yahweh had a plan for me, despite all my imperfections, my strengths and flaws. I can name them all, though I don't wanna face my flaws. They make me strong. Ironic, cause you can't have pros and escape the cons. Balance has to stay in form, all thanks to Yah. Humans ain't in control, the demigods have taken complete control, but it ain't for long. Yah's the one in control, Satan's not. What makes you think man's the Lord? He can't survive. Gotta have a man DeLorean state of mind, cause we in a massive war. It's prophesized, good and evil can't play both. Gotta pick a side, double honors to the throne. All praise to Yah.
In this life, there's two sides. Do you understand? Do you understand? Yahweh versus Satan. Where do you stand? Where do you stand? So, who are you? Who are you? Who are you?
The past haunts us, it looks kinda shady. You might have regrets, you think about them daily. I know I got some, but I'm young, still gotta learn, still gotta live. But when you lived up to 21 twice, life gets real. No more playing, no more clubbing, no more bullshit, no more funny. Life gets shorter than a paper stack. Where's the extra money? The time flies, you don't even realize it. Everything's moving so swift, can't even analyze it. Who you are is deep inside you. The real you's what energizes you. No need for blues clues to help you find what's inside you. Who you are is a gift, but it can be a curse. It's up to you to balance the beam. Even when you're at your worst, a soldier coming home is what you could be. Wrongs and rights, right them wrongs. Convert, get acquainted with God. Don't quit when things get hard. Bruce Lee, just be like water. Truth changes the heart. If you don't, you ain't a part of the fold that was made by Yah. So don't go breaking my heart. No.
In this life, there's two sides. Do you understand?
Do you understand? Do you understand?
Yahweh versus Satan. Where do you stand?
Where do you stand? Where do you stand? So
who are you?
who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are
Time is not. Come on.
I'm a miracle. outs to brother Yazan. Keep doing your thing, baby.
I hardly ever say much, but they do whatever I say. Yeah. Every time I pull up in the driveway, she be like, oh my Yahweh. I hardly ever say much, but they do whatever I say. Yeah. Every time I pull up in the driveway, she be like, oh my Yahweh. Hopscotch on your planet. Why you all up in my space? I hardly ever say much, but they do whatever I say. Yeah. Every time I pull up in the driveway, she be like, oh my Yahweh. Hopscotch on your planet. Why you all up in my space? All these battles that I face, which I go proceed at a high rate. I watch them migrate and hide, cause when I rap I really hydrate. Catch a wave while you thugging out. And God is a woman, she love me wow. Make you spark your inner Noah's Ark. I got a flow that will flood your house. Every day is celebration. She roll it up, no hesitation. Sativa, I got from Shiva. Guarantee infinite elevation. There is love in the air. Release the ether, watch it linger. Middle fingers in the air. If you got a middle finger, I have to let go of the past, cause I crave a better future. Now my homegirl got an ass, and she meditate like she Buddha. She got the sauce like picante. We got the sauce like BBQ. We got the sauce like tomatoes. Escape from hell like I'm Kratos. I hardly ever say much, but they do whatever I say. Every time I pull up in the driveway, she be like, oh my Yahweh. Hopscotch on your planet. Why you all up in my space? All these battles that I face, she Fetty Wap, she come my way. She swerved for me on the highway. I'm higher than life and God's ways. I'm trying to live, you a zombie. I pay my bills like I'm Cosby. I grind, kick, flipping ollie. They witness how I be so gnarly. Back to the future like Marty. You're a slacker, McFly. My flow will approach your MK Ultra. I'm hacking your mind. Just let me be, or be left behind. Better climb your ladder. My flow antimatter. Vibrate through your spine.
Shout outs to AIM, aka Brother Marquise. Keep doing your thing, brother. This is a banger called I'm Just Saying. I'm just saying, brothers and sisters, we're miracles.
Sometimes I get emotional. My whole life is on a Ferris wheel, and it's going round and around. They don't know how many times I done cried. They don't know. I'm just saying, y'all. $600 is what they give us. Ooh-wee. I'm just saying, how many times I'm on the side of the road trying to catch my breath. Feel me? I'm just saying, y'all. I'm just saying. You may think I'm in my feelings. I'm not in my feelings. I just need healing. I don't wanna self-destruct. I don't wanna crash. I don't wanna find myself dead last. You get a splash when they hit the surface. Only when teardrops fall. Only when they fall. I've been writing all day long. A humble man I am. With penmanship. A pen of pain. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm not in my feeling. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Sometimes I get emotional. My whole life is on a Ferris wheel, and it's going round and around. They don't know how many times I done cried. They don't know. I'm just saying, y'all. $600 is what they give us. Ooh-wee. I'm just saying, how many times I'm on the side of the road trying to catch my breath. Feel me? I'm just saying, y'all. I had to go to probate court. I had 3 accounts against me. When the judge called my name, she read out only 1 account. I was shocked at the same time. I wanna let you know, Yaya Elohim is the real deal. It ain't a problem he can't solve. He the one that gon' have your back, and he also will make sure you wanna stand there. I'm just saying, I'm not in my feeling. I'm just saying. Sometimes I get emotional. My whole life is on a Ferris wheel, and it's going round and around. They don't know how many times I done cried. They don't know. I'm just saying, y'all. $600 is what they give us. Ooh-wee. I'm just saying, how many times I'm on the side of the road trying to catch my breath. Feel me? I'm just saying, y'all.
I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If you are looking for ransom, I can tell you I don't have money. But what I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills I've acquired over a very long career. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you.
You are now tuned in to the Network of Awareness.
Please just tell me what's happening to me in plain English without the mumbo jumbo.
Attitude reflect leadership. Attitude reflect leadership. Attitude reflect leadership. Attitude reflect leadership. Attitude reflect leadership.
You are now tuned in to the Network of Awareness.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go praise it, yeah. Go praise it, yeah. Giving praise every day, straight up to Yahweh. Giving praise every day, demons, yeah, we slay. Giving praise every day, straight up to Yahweh. Yeah, we giving praise, all praise to Yahweh. Israelite, yeah, the most I've been my light. He enlightened me and make me see some things the sheep just won't believe. Mysteries will be revealed unto the meek. Just keeping the commandments, those that are chosen understand it. Yeah, yeah. Shalom to all my brothers and my sisters. We deliver, living different. We enlighten, never frightened. Faith remains in Yah. Keep it poppin'. Shout out to Yashkara on 7stage.com. The warriors, lions, tribe of Judah. We the highest. We the chosen ones. Yeah, we never run. We keep on climbing. Yeah, we're here for the win. Giving praise every day, straight up to Yahweh. Giving praise every day, demons, yeah, we slay. Giving praise every day, straight up to Yahweh. Yeah, we giving praise, all praise to Yahweh. How can't they see the shit that's going on beyond me? You in the dark to stay away, might try to steal my light. We have to stand, have to fight. Yeah, you been my mind, you been my eyes, so I can see you everything I need. Yeah, never rely on men, always agendas, but y'all always got the bigger plan. Yeah, it's so tremendous, and its weapons is commencing. Called the 1/3. I know you heard we about to kill off all the demons. If you with us, you believe in Barakatah. Yeah. We the chosen ones. Yeah, we never run. We keep on climbing. Yeah, we're here for the win. Giving praise every day, straight up to Yahweh. Giving praise every day, demons, yeah, we slay. Giving praise every day, straight up to Yahweh. Yeah, we giving praise, all praise to Yahweh. Giving praise every day, straight up to Yahweh. Giving praise every day, demons, yeah, we slay. Giving praise every day, straight up to Yahweh. Yeah, we giving praise, all praise to Yahweh.
Hello, positive people. You are now tuned in to the Network of Awareness podcast radio station, giving you in-depth information on society and culture in America and abroad, with messages of inspiration, with keen insights, reputable interviews, and much more. So now, without further ado, your host of the Network of Awareness podcast, Aura, the Informationalist.
And we are back. Episode 95. It's a miracle. Now, before I continue in the topic of discussion, because I know some of you responded to the question that I asked of many of you brothers and sisters. For those that joined the podcast a little bit later, the question was, when you look in the mirror, what do you see? Do you see a miracle? So if you want to respond to that question, definitely participate. Shout outs to Sister Mystic. We still got 30 minutes to go, sister. So the episode is not completely over. But real quick, just want to give out some shout outs to the people that have been downloading the shows in the last 30 days. Now, I have over 50 countries that download my show, but it's not consistent. So sometimes certain countries, I don't know if it's because of shadow banning or if just people just don't listen, consistently, or avid listeners. It's once in a blue. I don't know. I'm not going to speculate on that shit anymore because I'm coming out with my motherfucking TV network and ain't shit going to interfere with that. All right. But to give salute to all those that do support this network and these free episodes that I publish here through Spreaker and throughout all the different platforms and on networkofawareness.com. So if you want to download shows, you can go straight to my website and download them from there. My shows get updated instantly. So every single show I've ever done is on that website. That website is going to be revamped once I come out with the TV network. It's going to work side and side because I'm going to have networkofawareness.com. And I'm also going to have another website called networkofawareness.tv. Those two websites I will have. And the networkofawareness.tv is specifically going to be for you to view my content on internet TV or on Roku. With that being said, let's give a shout out to some of the countries that have been downloading the show. Shout outs to Norway. Shout outs to Saudi Arabia, Netherlands, Spain, Belgium, Argentina. Gracias a toda mi gente que está soportando en Argentina. Shout outs to all my peoples in the Philippines. Shout outs to Australia. I see y'all back in the mix, even though it's 2 downloads. Shout outs to United Kingdom. Y'all still in the mix. Shout outs to Germany, Brother Kent. Shout outs to India. India's been sticking it out with me, as well as United Kingdom and Germany for a long time. And the biggest country outside of the United States that's been supporting me heavily, and I appreciate y'all so much for this, is Canada. Thank you so much, Canada. Specifically to Ontario and British Columbia and the rest of you people out there in Canada. I really do appreciate the support, truly. Now, let's give a shout out, starting from the top to the bottom, of all the different states throughout the United States. I want to give a shout outs to Illinois, Florida. Illinois beat out Florida this week. Let's go. We got Texas, right? Texas is a big supporter. And people, these top tier states, they download my show a lot. It's why I have the amount of downloads that I've had in the recent past, because these people have been faithfully downloading. Shout outs to Texas, California, Louisiana, right? New Jersey, Georgia, North Carolina, New York, Nevada, Virginia, South Carolina, Arizona, Alabama, Colorado, Michigan, Washington, Pennsylvania. Who do we have in Pennsylvania? Morrisville. Thank you, Morrisville. Oklahoma, right? Shout outs to Yazoo. Tennessee, Wisconsin, Ohio, Kentucky, Rhode Island, Maryland, District of Columbia, D.C., and Indiana, and the rest of you brothers and sisters in the other states that are not listed and just are listed as others, which is a significant amount of downloads from others. I wish they would list everybody down to the T, but I guess they can't. But I'm so grateful, especially to the people that have been listening to the live shows. The live show listenership has drastically increased, so I greatly appreciate it. Keep it coming. Spread the word for those that want some great substance information. So just wanted to give props to all those people. So here we go. First person, Brother Cook, says, I see life that came from Yahweh, and it's a beautiful thing. I concur, brother. It is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to see yourself as the miracle that the Most High created, as the miracle that has the potentiality to continue to create miracles from the miracle which you were created from. That's the best way I can say it. It's a wonderful thing. All praise to Yahweh Elohim. All praise to Yahweh Ben Yahweh. All praise to our Heavenly Father, our great creator of that which is and always will be. So shout outs to Brother Cook. Thank you for responding to the question. Now we go on to Mauricio. Mauricio says, the miracle to me is that Yah allowed me to know who he is. My journey to knowing Yash Kara began around 2016 or so. But even as early as 2010, I knew about the name Yahweh. So from then till now, that's over a decade of him allowing me to find him, believe in the Negro, Hebrew, Jews, and Gentiles. When I really think about it, I consider it to be insane because I could have never had foreseen that this is how it would go. All praise to Yah and Son Yahweh Ben Yahweh, and I still have a ways to carry on, as do others who believe. Barakatah, brother, well said and well written. Facts. We're miracles. And and like Brother Mauricio said, we're the miracle that continues to allow to be the miracle that which we are through the grace of the Most High. Let's see what else we got here. And the question for those that want to chime in is, when you look into the mirror, what do you see? My question to you is, do you see a miracle? Okay, so I'm just checking out the comments here in this chat. Okay, cool. And shout outs to Letta, who, as many of you know, it's been well announced that Letta and I are in a committed relationship. And she's always been a great supporter of the show, always giving that positive feedback. And now I get to get all that positive feedback directly and personally. It's a wonderful thing. So if anybody wants to chime in on this question as I'm talking, feel free to chime in and I'll read your comment. In the meantime, let's continue to talk about this particular topic. And let's reiterate. A miracle is a historical event or physical phenomenon which appears to violate known laws of nature, but I love this part. In reality, are simply less common types of divine activity that we have yet to fully understand or explain. We can only begin to understand the Most High. And the only way we can begin to understand is by understanding who we truly are. That's why I ask the question, who do you see? What do you see when you look into the mirror? What I see is I see a miracle. I see a phenomenal spiritual being having a physical experience. I see the observer observing things, observing. I see something that has been put together in a specific way and that was meant to be put together in that exact way. And that exact way of what I see in the mirror has not been put together like any other miracle or any other spiritual being having a physical experience. And as I said in the poem and the spoken word piece that I did called Beyond Imagination, is that not, we still feel alone, but not any experience that is ever shown is the same experience. It's a multitude of different experiences, all having one experience. We're all in this together. We are all genetically connected. They may be different bloodlines, but it all comes from one source because the Most High created us all. The Most High even created these demonic beings, believe it or not, these interdimensional beings. And they are still trying to understand who the Most High is. They don't even fully understand. I don't even think Satan, who was with the Most High, truly understands the Most High fully. I believe he lost that opportunity to even get closer to an understanding. That's why he's limited to this realm spiritually. It's one of those things where one of the reasons why I like talking about these things, because I feel like we have so many forces working against us every single day, man. We got family that's hating on us. We got people that hate on us. We have a beast system that hates on us and is working hard every single day to control us, to take away the very essence that created us, that allows us to realize that we are the miracle. There's just so many forces working against us to allow us to have true, meaningful experiences. So just like the dude that goes to the gym 6 days a week and is all cut up and is heavily obsessed into his body, we have to be heavily obsessed into making sure that our spiritual, magnetic, electromagnetic, spiritual frequency is always vibrating at a high level, because there's so many different energies that are working against us to bring our energy levels down. So we have to hit the spiritual gym every motherfucking day, especially when we're spiritually tired. Brother Jacob says, I see miracle and a reflection of myself, Aura. Facts, Jacob. I'm glad that you see the miracle, because we all are miracles and we all have the potential to do great things. And I think that many of us are starting now more than ever to realize that doing great things doesn't mean that you have to be in the spotlight. Like a lot of these influencers and people that are on social media and people that are in Hollywood. You see people in Hollywood, so-and-so donated $2 million to the AIDS Foundation. And, they try to portray that as they're doing something great. And it's like, no, they're not. The great things that we do is the things that only the Most High gets to see. Perfect example is when I had a conversation with a woman that I used to work with that I barely knew, that I would just see passing by. And one day I decided to go eat some crap McDonald's back in 2004. And something compelled me in my spirit to eat the McDonald's, but it was so good that happened because the Most High makes no mistakes. I sat down with this woman. This woman basically spilled the beans about everything that's going on in her life. And she literally had an abortion scheduled the very next day at 8:00 in the morning. And she asked me what she should do. And the only words I ever had with this woman was hi and bye. That's about it. I was introduced to her one time. And everything else besides that was like, hey, how you doing? Like people you see at work that you just, salute. Nothing, no big deal. But yet, that day, whatever I said to her, and I told her not to have that abortion and the reasons why, that was the Most High, man. The Most High sees those things. The Most High is within those great things. That was a great thing I did, but it wasn't publicized. The only reason you know about it is because I'm telling you. But the only person who really knew about it, or the only entity that really knew what was going on, was me, that woman, and the Most High. And I actually got to see that child after that child was born, when she brought that little boy into the office that I was working at in Queens. It's a beautiful thing, man. We're miracles. That child is a miracle, because that child was literally less than 24 hours away from being killed. But the Most High said, no. I'm going to put this man, I'm going to guide this man spiritually to speak some truth to you. And I'm going to guide him to speak this truth to you in a way that you've never heard it before. And it's going to stick. And it did. And I give all the praise to the Most High for that experience, because I was just a conduit to that experience. I was just a vessel for the message. In present day, everything that I've been doing, when the Most High revealed to me that I was going to be a messenger for him at 18 years old, and seeing how in the last 2 years that I've been doing this podcast, because come June, it's going to be 2 years that I've been podcasting. And I'm going to tell you, it's been a wonderful journey, and I'm looking forward to the next 5 years or 10 years or whatever, however the Most High allows me to be. Because I'm going to tell you something. When we talk about miracles, I want you to hear me very closely about what I'm going to say to you when it comes to my personal life. Because many of you know I'm transparent to a certain degree. I won't tell you everything that's going on in my life because I think there's certain things that you just keep to yourself. But I try to be as transparent with you, brothers and sisters, because you are my spiritual family. And I may not know you personally, but I do love you in the sense that because you are pursuing a life that is dedicated to the Most High, first and foremost, how can I not love you for that? But I say this to you people when it comes to miracles. This podcast was Most High driven. Like a motherfucker. It was Most High driven in ways that I can't even explain. It's ineffable. But what this podcast and radio show has done for me, I mean, it's all a miracle. I was on a 13-year hiatus from doing music. Now I'm doing music with extremely powerful brothers and sisters that are musically talented on levels that I've never seen before. And in my opinion, they're spiritual superstars. I always say that Marquise is like R. Kelly spiritually on steroids without molesting kids. You know what I'm saying? Marquise could be a multi-platinum selling artist if he wanted to sell his soul. But we know he ain't going to do that ever. I'm telling you, though, it's a miracle how I've been able to come back into the music that I thought I was never going to do before, that I thought it was over because I dealt with some really shady motherfuckers in my life that was always hindering my progress or the progress that I was trying to create. This podcast has connected me to people all over the world. And speaking of that, on a side note, I'm going to go back to doing interviews this coming week, or at least the following weeks. I'm scheduling, because I have a long waiting list of people that want to be on my show. So I'm going to start responding to these emails. So I'm going to start doing a lot of interviews with people around the world again, especially for season 4. And then I'll transfer a lot of those interviews onto Passion Pursues Purpose as well. This podcast has allowed me to meet some very inspirational people. This podcast has created the miracle of finding what I believe is my soulmate. I truly believe that. It's like without a shadow of a doubt. And though my relationship is pretty new, there's a foundational piece there, an overwhelming reality that is constantly reminding me that this is what I was waiting for. And because I was patient and allowed the Most High to guide the way, the Most High brought me a very beautiful woman that really understands me on levels that I've never been understood by any other woman, and truly appreciates and accepts me for who I am. Because I'm not an easy person to deal with. And Letta could tell you that. I'm not. I'm just not you got to have a strong spiritual motherfucking fortitude to deal with somebody like me. Because I'm not an easy, I'm not an easy meal to digest. You know what I mean? I always say I'm like that nasty ass vegetables that you mix together and you drink and it smells and tastes nasty as fuck. But when it goes down into your body, it's going to give you all the nutrients you need and you're going to feel fucking great. That's what I'm like. I'm that type of person where you got to pinch your nose to take me in, because it's a lot. But I say that jokingly, but in reality, all jokes aside, the Most High works so patiently in the way things are. There's like miracles upon miracles upon miracles. And if I didn't start this podcast, I would have never met this woman that's from a whole different place, from the South. And even though I live in the South, I'm not from the South. I'm not from Florida. I just live here. I'm from New York. I'm from the boogie down motherfucking Bronx, born and raised. That shit is with me and it's never going to go away. And many of you know that when you hear my music. That's just got the Bronx written all over it. But I say all of this to let you know that these are the miracles that the Most High is performing within us, through us, and for us. And if it wasn't for this podcast, I would have never met Letta. I would have never met Take One. And it wasn't for Yash Kara too, because that's where the Spirit led me. See, the Spirit led me to Yash because I really wanted to understand why Hebrew brothers and sisters have had boots on their necks for hundreds and hundreds of years. I didn't understand it. I didn't understand it until I understood the teachings that the Most High gave us in Deuteronomy. And that's why my spirit was led to a person like Yash. And then that led me to meeting other people. And then, of course, just because you come across people, you have to take the initiative. So even though if it wasn't for Yash and all the things that all the people I was able to meet through his network, it wouldn't have mattered if I didn't take the initiative within my own spirit to make the connection, to network, to pursue, right? To have the passion to pursue that purpose. And my passion to pursue the purpose has done some wonderful things for me, brothers and sisters. And I know that with some of you, it's done the same thing. Because this podcast, I'm going to tell you something. It's led me to a very wonderful, fulfilling relationship that I look forward to the future of it. It's led me to relationships with brothers and sisters that I'm able to do business with. I'm able to do music with. I'm able to build with people that got my back. You know, a brother that has my back that is not in the chat room that much anymore, but spiritually, him and I are connected as Brother Seven. Brother Seven's always had my back. I have his back. And if he needs me, I'm going to look out for him as I have, and I will continue to do so. There's a lot of people that we come across that some are meant for a season, and then those that are meant for a lifetime. And when you start really allowing Yahweh, the Most High, to guide your way, and you get out of your way to allow Yahweh's, you're going to start to see that the Most High, when he graces and favors you with things, that shit is permanent. That shit is for a lifetime. The Most High is not going to give you something temporarily. That's Satan's job. That's his game. Most High plays the forever game, the permanent game, the great substance game, that which is and always will be game, because that is what the Most High is. He is that which is and always will be. And it's never going to stop. Why? Because the Most High makes no mistakes. Shout outs to Sister Mystic. She said, fire testimony of love. I say, oh, beautiful all the time. Laugh. When you know Yahweh led you, you know Yahweh got you. Yah in that beautiful love forevermore. Facts, sister, facts. Celebrities only does that for a tax write-off like Oprah Winfrey. Yeah, Brother Jacob, in regards to when they donate and they do all this philanthropy work, like Bill Gates. You know how much philanthropy Bill Gates has done? But do you know that a lot of these people, when they do that, it's not even just for a tax write-off, brother. It's to initiate and serve some other diabolical purpose. So they're funding more wickedness within these foundations and organizations. That's why a lot of these organizations that do things for children, why you think so much money gets donated to these organizations? Why? Because they're freaking child trafficking. They're sex trafficking children. So they donate big monies to these foundations that are masquerading as a positive organization, but behind the scenes, these motherfuckers are doing some of the most atrocious things to children that you could ever imagine. It's all one big shit show. That's why you have to understand that you are a miracle. You are the opposite of that wickedness. Because at the end of the day, in this duality world that we live in, it is fucking real simple. It's the battle of good versus evil. And when you wake up every day and you look into the mirror and you see a miracle, you still have to make a choice to decide if you're going to be good or if you're going to be evil. Are you going to be righteous or are you going to be a hater? Or are you going to be a righteous hater? Are you going to roll with Yah or are you going to roll with Satan? Choose a side. I choose the side of the Most High because when I look into the mirror, I see a miracle. And every day, I'm going to utilize those universal principles that the Most High gave us in order to live an upright life so that when we leave these bodies, we did all we could with what we had and we made the most of it to serve that which we come from, which is the Most High. That's all I got on this Sunday evening. I'm not going to hold y'all up anymore. I'm going to end the broadcast here. I'm probably going to check out Sister Navia's show right now that comes on at 9 o'clock. Shout outs to Navia Kara. But I hope that this episode made sense. For those that chimed in a little bit later, definitely go to the beginning of this episode called It's a Miracle, because we are miracles. And when you look into the mirror tomorrow morning, after you wake up, really look into that mirror and see that you are a miracle and you are observing that miracle in its truest form. So, with that being said, let's end the broadcast here. Faith over fear, baby, all day, every day. I want to thank everybody that joined this live broadcast. You know, when you live in the present, it's absolutely an opportunity for a new beginning, people. Start your new beginning for the Most High, if you haven't already. And don't look for the light at the end of the tunnel, because the light is and always will be within you. So light up the tunnel and find your way through the darkness, because you are the miracle that creates miracles. All praise to the Most High, Barakatah.